Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the ThePCelitist. My name is Corey Woodsie, and this is a show dedicated to all things PC gaming. We're here to prophesize the glory of PC gaming. And I just had a long day at work, and I felt like I need to talk to my people, the people that understand me best. So I decided to do a recording. I'm doing a recording alone today. My co-host is out and about. I don't know what he's doing. Something not as worthwhile as this. I can tell you that right now. But I had some things on my mind gaming-wise. So let's talk video games. I wanted to bring up that I just was watching yesterday or a few days ago a few videos on H1Z1, which is SOE's big zombie apocalypse survival game, which on its face looks a lot like what, DayZ should look like, but is using the engine that PlanetSide 2 is in, the Forge Light engine, and also the engine that EverQuest 2 Landmark and EverQuest Next Landmark and EverQuest Next will be in. So the engine is pretty solid, and if you're a PlanetSide 2 player like myself, you'll know that it works really well with lots of things going on at the same time. So I'm be curious to see how it acts with AIs in the game. But here's a weird thought. First off, isn't it a little weird, I feel like, to me, that in a few years from now, I love PlanetSide 2. I know it gets a lot of flack from a lot of people, but I love the game. I think it is right now my go-to shooter. When I just want to get in, I'll lone wolf through PlanetSide 2 and just blow stuff up, and I do fairly well by myself, so I love the game. I've played a lot of EverQuest Next Landmark when in the alpha, and I kind of, Sean and I are kind of in agreement that there's so many great features that they're planning on for the full release that we both kind of want to just hang back and let it develop and play it when it's in its, in all of its glory when it comes out in full release, instead of playing all the little steps up to release, and that way we can just enjoy the full game once it hits. So I'm really excited about that. But anyways, that means that if I also play H1Z1, which is, I'm happy to play another zombie survival game, Sony will be providing a lot of my PC gaming entertainment, which I think is a little weird. And it makes me think that I might have to look into their SOE All Access Pass, which they're, touting around the last couple days. So, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird for me. If you think it's weird, I think it's weird, because Sony is supplying a lot of my PC gaming. It's a little bizarre. But I would argue strongly with anyone who doesn't say that PlanetSide 2 isn't a great shooter. It really is fantastic. But anyway, getting beyond that, so they're building H1Z1, and I've watched the first official stream that kind of explains how the game works, and it's very, very bare right now. I mean, they show a few housing things that you could do, and all the normal zombie fare. I hope they come up with a much better AI system than currently runs in DayZ. And they say that they want to deal with like big zombie hordes. Okay, fine. That's all good and dandy, but here's the thing that worries me, and this is what worries me about any potential survival game, especially that's going to be multiplayer, and that's the big thing, because I've played games that are survival games that are single player, and as much as I like them, I want it to be multiplayer. I always think about how cool would this game be, like Don't Starve, with more people in the game, with being able to play with my friends or worrying about other players. But the problem is that I see with just regular survival games like DayZ or Rust though Rust is fantastic. The dynamics in Rust are between players is amazing. But the big issue I see is, and I don't understand why people don't come at it from this perspective when creating gameplay, is the survival, just surviving sans other players, should be a big part of the game. That should be the focus. That just surviving, even if you haven't ever, if you don't run into another player for months, for days, whatever, you don't run into other players, just that element of survival should be fun by itself. That should be part of it. And yet, most of these games, if I were to play Rust alone, there would be no issue surviving. Surviving would not be hard. The only reason that it's hard is because there's other players involved. Same thing with DayZ. Surviving is not hard. Other players are hard. You go to like War Z, or not War Z, what is it called? The Survivor Stories or whatever. I was in the beta, so I remember when it was still War Z, but still, again, the zombies were not difficult. Just surviving was not that hard. It was when you got into the combat, the PvP, is when the game got hard. Now, I understand that should be an element, but that shouldn't be the only thing that will kill a player. I mean, zombies will kill you if you're very, very new at the game. When you're really green, a zombie might kill you. But after you get a gun or whatnot, that's it. Zombie threat out the window. So this is what frustrates me, and this is what I'm looking for, and I'm kind of excited about H1Z1 because I like the idea of like thousands of people. I'm thinking of like PlanetSide with zombies. I like that idea. Sure, I could get behind that. But I don't know if this is out there, and you guys tell me if it is, but I'm looking for that survival game that is as equally difficult to survive as it is to survive encounters with other players. Does that exist? Is anybody working on a game like this? I mean, you guys tell me if it is. Because that's the zombie game or survival game, whatever you want to call it, that I would be really, really excited about. That there's, take the amount of mechanics, maybe not quite the amount, but look at like Don't Starve. Take that as a model. The difficulty level of that, maybe even ramped up, and then add other players into it. It should be just as hard just to live as it is to deal with other players, and that would give players, I think, a lot of co-op within the game where they don't want to just start waging war with other people because they already got enough issues on their own just trying to eat and survive, then to like start waging war with who knows who. With a group, you don't know how many people there are. So that's where I'm looking for. I kind of leave it to you guys. You guys tell me, like, are you still enjoying the current model of survival games like this? Did you ever enjoy them? Maybe not. But I felt they just too quickly became arenas for PvP. And the environment was no longer a problem. And if you have to stray away from zombies to reach that environment, a la Don't Starve, which had all these weird creatures in there, then do it. But the fact is you need to make it hard. And the way I would say it, or the way I would present it, is to a potential developer, I would say it needs to be fun alone, and it needs to be really hard alone. And once you achieve that, then you start adding in the dynamic with the second, third, fourth, all the other players. So what do you guys think? Do you think, I don't know, general thoughts on H1Z1? Are there too many of these types of games? Do they reflect too closely to each other? Are they too similar? Or are we excited for another one? I'm excited for one that actually works, because DayZ has never really functioned well, in my opinion. The concept is great, but I can only juice so much fun out of a concept. I want to see something that's like the full package. So you guys let me know. Is there a game like this out there, or are we ever going to see a game like that? I really hope so. I hope you guys have a great weekend. My name is Corey Linek. This is the PC Elitist, and I am signing out.